Good morning, everyone. Just popping on here real quick. The lighting isn't the greatest in this room. I am very frustrated with it. 2 seconds. I'm going to pull open the blinds just a wee bit, the light just a little bit. I don't want it to get too hot in here, but I'll be right back. It's crazy monster in here. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's much better. Much better. I can see myself and you can see me as well. So I am a little bit on fire this morning, literally. All right, just let me breathe. Seriously, I've had a just a massive, all of a sudden, was doing my job. I was checking on some rooms and things and doing what I'm doing right now for a living. And I went to check on a room and I was looking at the door and I had knocked on the door, and said, housekeeping, whatever. And when I looked up at the door, there was this beautiful, I've never seen a moth like this. She was beautiful. I should have taken a picture so I could share it with you. But anyways, let me get here in the comments real quick. Hello, Miss Susanna. Good morning. Jeffrey, yay! It's a party now. My loves are here. Woohoo! But anyways, so I went up and nothing's been going on. I've been doing my job, running the universe. I have this little universe now that's under my charge, which is fun. But anyways, so I come up to knock on the door to check on a guest. And I look up and there's this beautiful moth and she's like a beautiful sage moss color of green, my favorite color of green. And it's like these little wavy stripes in the pattern of the wings, right? And so I woke her up and said good morning and she spreaded out her wings and stayed on the door. And as I was looking at her and greeting her, I've explained this to some people, but it's something that occurs. I have this uncanny remembrance, if you will, but in my left eye, my divine goddess eye, my receiving eye, the left side of my, my meridian field, I can see what I used to think. I thought it was just some common anomaly, but I have discovered that when I see these, I can't explain it. It's like it's off in the peripheral, and it's these little flashy black line things. When you take an optic test and you go to the optometrist and you look into that thing and they have all these little lights that go and you're supposed to tell them where it is. Okay, well, that's what it looks like. And when I close my eyes and I breathe into my kingdom, then I can see the vortex, and it does this. It's this big swirling. Sometimes it's filled with colors. Sometimes it's just black and white. Let's see what. Oh yeah, I haven't actually looked. Today it is, yeah, and it's green. Moth. The moth was green. This is about heart chakra. I'm going to talk really fast because I've been through so many incredible transformations today and yesterday. So many things coming across my table. So many things, with their design to derail me, but yet walking in the remembrance of my divinity that I have thus far and approaching it with such remembrance has created this incredible, obviously very incredible moment. And so first of all, let me go into the moth totem. Okay, I don't know if you're aware of this, but butterflies and moths are the same creatures. Somewhat like we're all divine goddess until we're not. We come into creation with feminine, divine feminine, and all of creation, everything starts out feminine, and then things change in that process of transformation to choose whether it's going to come out with a masculine incarnation or a feminine. So the same thing with moths. They can go two directions. They can either transmute inside of their chrysalis into a moth, or, which is the representation of the dark energy that is divine, part of this whole plan, absolutely part of it, beautiful and wonderful in its own right, just like the light, or the light or the moth, the chrysalis can become a butterfly. So what this moth told me, first of all, is this has to do with heart chakra. So, and I tell you, the last 2 days, my heart, whew, has it been presented with some serious low blows. Hardest ones I've been presented thus far. So this is about the heart chakra and being representative of the dark side of the duality. So this day, there is an energetic portal. I have no idea. Why 814? Got no idea. I never got anything significant about today across the board from anything. But I'm telling you from my internal kingdom, and that's why I'm here to share it with you. There is a shift vortex timeline exchange, highest timeline available, dimensional shift, now moment opportunity energetically right now. And so if you're listening to me right now, that's because, yes, Jeffrey, transformation, absolutely. But this is a specific kind of transformation. This is coming from Lilith, Dark Mother. This is from the dark that we can transmutate and reintegrate into Holy Self, hence the title of this live video. That's what the moth was there to tell me, as this is a vortex, it is a portal, it is a time shift availability where the frequency matches are with all the beloveds that are matched frequency for this today. But this is a space where we have the opportunity. So everything that's come to you in the last 48 hours and will come to you in the continuing 48 hours, especially if it's heavy, dark, painful in your solar plexus, you're feeling the frequency of it, invite it in. Invite it in its wholeness, its fullness. Feel it, even if it doesn't feel good. I know. I was in tears last night. I was in tears yesterday. I was in places that didn't feel good. Hold it and then realize who you are as a conduit and transmute that proposed old reverse frequency into this new fifth dimensional, new timeline, 5D, new earth, whatever you want to call it, but you know what I'm talking about. If you're experiencing this, you have put yourself in this place to be a transmuter. That's what I've done. I can't even, if I were to tell you what was being thrown at me, you would be stunned. The magnitude of it, the largeness of it, the seemingly impossibleness of it. So the space that I've moved into in my hands right now are just naturally, I mean, you can't see the lower part of me, but on my heart chakra and my solar plexus chakra, I'm just sitting here and they're naturally there with my masculine side on my heart chakra and my feminine side. Energetically, this is naturally just occurring, grasping my Dantian, which is the sacral center, you know, the center, which involves those three chakras in the center, not the root chakra, but the sacral, will, and heart. So this is a big integration, my loves. And that's why I decided to pop on here. And it worked out because I just discovered that my schedule was changed and my hours that I clock in, I'll say it that, I don't have to clock in until 3 o'clock today. So given the nature of my job, that means, that doesn't mean a lot because I do the work that needs to be done in the moment that it needs to be done, whether or not I'm on the clock. That's what this circumstance of service has asked of me, and I'm willing to do it. So it's really awesome. You just had a dream with Lilith. I'm not surprised, Jeffrey, at all that you did. And Dory did message me and say that she was going to stop by. So hopefully she'll do that. Anyways, I've got this loaded and broadcasting on both the channels, Way of Mary and I Believe. So it's all good. And it will, I'm going to keep it under an hour, so it will populate onto the channel for other people to watch today. So I was grateful because that's what I wanted to do with my morning, was to share that with you. And now I need to just pause for a moment because I don't know everything that it involves. I want to make sure I covered everything that I just experienced. But see, now that eye anomaly, it's gone now. I don't see it. I only see it long enough to recognize what it is. And when I close my eyes, in the vision board of my third eye, which when I close my eyes, it's almost like a movie screen. I see things. And in that vision board is when I can see the vortex and the color, and this has just gotten stronger and stronger. In the beginning, it was just, I didn't even know what it was until I was spoken to in spirit to say, you know, look at it. What is it? What does it look like? You know? So I have this, I don't know why, but I have this uncanny thing that happens when there's an energetic opening occurring. So it's quite wonderful. Good morning, Miss Lisa. Yeah, you know, get out there, post if you feel moved, share this everywhere. Let's get as much frequency matches as we can in this room, in this moment, to move this forward. I'm really excited because I pushed through some just impossibly difficult energies the last couple of days. So I'm really excited because all this is confirmation that, you know, I did it. Excuse me. I did it. Whatever I was supposed to do, I did, because I'm in this space that should not be what it looks like according to the little ego mind and the things that were presented to me. I'm just going to clear some energy really quick and bring in the Om, the balanced Om frequency really quickly, and just kind of get things off to a good start here. Yeah, that's it. Oh my goodness, I love frequency so much. Frequency is so huge. Creating frequencies that bring about these balanced, you know, circumstances. So I'm fortunate to have a space now where I can actually leave my stuff out all the time. I don't have to. I'm not living in a tiny little space anymore, so I don't have to. I don't have to move things around as much as I did before. My monsoon hair, oh my gosh, I can't manage this hair in the monsoons. As soon as the monsoon hits, I turn into an alpaca. It just goes bananas. I mean, this is actually relatively calm and collected looking this morning, but some days my hair and the weather has just been hilarious. So there's that. Okay, so I just wanted to come forward. This probably won't be really long. I am on StreamYard. If anybody has anything that they'd like to share, you just let me know. I'm going to copy this invite to the clipboard, and then I'm going to paste it in comments. If you would like to come on and say anything, you have anything to share today, I have an open format. I can fit up to 9 people. I'm back on StreamYard, gratefully. Abundance has just, yes, rolled into my space. So this has been really beautiful and good. Lots of opportunities to do what it is I've been called to do. I made a TikTok the other day, coming to a realization that I'm going to really engage this earth story and jump into it with you know, the foot that's intended to jump into it, you know. And so I'm going to be speaking clearly. I'm going to be speaking openly, nakedly. I'm going to speak my heart. I am going to say what has been given to me to say, regardless of how it's received. And this is really, I still am processing this. This is a very powerful moment right now. Unexpected. I had no idea what this was coming or what it was going to look like. So anyways, if anybody has anything that's going on with them, anything that they feel like they want to share, the format is open, just letting you know. And so that's pretty much it right now. I knew I wanted to get on Sunday morning, and apparently I have Sunday mornings off. Oh, so that's cool. Oh, yay. We're going to have Mr. Jeffrey join us.
How are
yay.
you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's good to
I
see
figured
you.
I've got to jump in and talk to my sister. I miss you so much.
Yes, I'm feeling the physical missing of everyone equally. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
But I was listening to some last night. It was like I couldn't sleep because anytime the moon is like full or waning or waxing on 2 days, 3 days before, or 3 days after, no sleep. It's like maybe half an hour and up and half an hour and up. But I was listening to the story of Cain. Don't even know what it was, and it's talking about how he birthed himself into reality with the energy of Lilith, and then just having the dream of Lilith afterwards. I mean, and these are things I've never heard. You know, I know Lilith, I know the story, and it was like, but it was so breaking and opening and everything like that. So, yay! I love it.
I know it's synchronicity. This is definitely about, and everybody's the love and light thing, and I've started saying the love and dark and light. People don't understand that this duality is all inclusive. Everything's divine.
It's all divine.
It's all divine. It's an integration.
Because
yes,
you're talking as the dark. You're talking the dark mother, and
right.
You know the light of the Christos, and
Yes.
that's what you're bringing in, and all you're doing is wrapping them together. It's
Yes.
your double
Yes.
helix. It's your double
Yes,
helix.
absolutely. This is an integration into understanding and remembrance of Holy Self, because guess what? It already is.
Well,
This is just our intention,
already,
bringing it here. Yes.
because
Yes.
we've been told generation after generation that we're not
Right.
we're not among anything. You know what I mean? We're
Right.
lower. We're lowercase,
Right.
lowercase.
Yes.
And when you get that understanding, that it's like, no, it's like you're both. You're all
Both
you are the
and.
light.
That's the
You
theme
are
of
the
this
one that
game. Both
and
and.
and
Absolutely.
it is riding that roller coaster and go. You know, if you want to talk about it, I mean, I'm seeing more things this way now than
All things.
horizontal.
This is the
Like,
now moment.
this is the
Yes.
now moment. It's like,
Yes.
because it is
Yes.
that spiral, you know. So yes, you are
Mm-hmm.
circling, but you're corkscrewing, and
Yeah,
it's amazing.
exactly. Yes.
And you're
Believe it or
coming
not, that's
into
what the
your
Earth and the Sun do. It's not this,
exactly.
this is what they
The
do.
whole, I think they all
The
do. The
helix.
galaxies, the universe, everything.
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 Exactly.
All it is the, the shell and the shell and the shell. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. It's amazing. And
It's
I
the
just,
beautiful goddess song. Yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And that's just the whole thing about everything. Well, I'm so glad I popped in. I just want to confirm and giving you a big bear hug.
Oh, thank you. I give you one right
Okay.
back. Right
Thank you.
back.
I really appreciate it. And you caught me
Absolutely.
without my teeth in, but that's tough shit.
You know
It's
what?
the it's
This is just
it's
form.
it's 1 o'clock in the
I was
afternoon. It's my day off. I already made
yep.
pasta for the day.
Nice.
Sat out in the sun, watered my plants, and the heat finally
Beautiful.
broke. I got little Romeo sitting in the bed next to me.
Hello, Mr. Romeo.
He just
It's
sits there.
snoozing.
He
He's
just
in
not
that
doing
Sunday
anything.
energy. He's in
Yes,
Sunday
yeah,
energy. Awesome.
yes, he is following
That's
his father's
wonderful.
lead. Yeah.
Yes.
So I will pop out. I just wanted to
All right.
pop in and give you loving
Thank you.
and just
Thank
give
you
you
for,
confirmation on your journey, because we are all on the same journey. There's no separation.
there is no separation. You are
No.
absolutely right. Love you, brother.
Thank
Have
you.
a
I
beautiful
love
day.
you. But you too.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Jeffrey. Thank you for, stepping up with your intention. And, we were talking about that intention thing. And yes, for eons, we've used our intention believing in something that was a misperception. It didn't change the reality of this allness, this oneness, this full integration into Holy Self. It is. I am is. But as we, as incarnate individuals on this beautiful earth plane, this story that we're telling, if we use our intention, it creates, it happens. So now it's this sense of using our intention to implicate our remembrance, which is what's bringing about. Yes, Miss Lynn, it was. Anybody else? The link is in the chat, so you're more than welcome. I'm only like 20 minutes in. I'm going to keep this under an hour, but I'm going to stay here probably for the duration of the hour. So anybody else wants to pop in and has anything to share? Yeah, I'm just, what are the numbers? Okay, yep, that's been very indicative. Sevens. Sorry, just drank too much water. Sevens, 7 and 222 right now. Oh, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know that, Susan, you've been seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 lots. 1234. Yes, and I just was confirmed and told yesterday that, and this morning, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 222. And I've been seeing just bucket loads of them. Before that even came across, thinking, oh, there's something to it, didn't know what. I had a message come to me that I have shifted myself personally for my own journey. I've shifted into a space that is it's completely open and free for whatever integrative creation I want to put forward energetically. And I'm really grateful for that confirmation as well, because like I said, through the Lion's Gate and the full moon as a culmination, I used those frequencies for something that was already built within my kingdom, but I used those as intentional tools, which is what they're provided for. They're the toys in the sandbox for this story that we're telling. We have all the toys we need in the sandbox, all of them. And all the brothers and sisters to play with in the sandbox are present. It's just a matter of being brave enough to jump back in and play. There's so many that have gone through this internal hermit mode seclusion, removal of self, and actually removing others from you. I mean, we've gone through it all. It's been perfectly warranted, absolutely as it should be. But the time frame we're in right now is that's finished for those that are in this frequency, that are matching my frequency, that can hear my voice or are part of my story. That time is done. It's been done for some time. The time now is for union and reintegration and actual total full-on focused jumping back into this earth game, physically, emotionally, mentally. Play your character. Be you. Be you, boo, as my dear sister always says. It's time for you to be you. You are an individuated aspect for the expansion of Goddess that cannot occur any other way except for through you. There are countless amounts of individuated aspects of Goddess, absolutely. But yours is specific to this earth game, so you just jump out. And I know it's a little scary. Yes, I've noticed that you've been posting that. Yes, and it's a confirmation that that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's once again, that's a progression. That's a sequence. That's a taking step one and going forward. Exactly what I'm just speaking of right now. It is imperative that those that are in this space and realizing what they're realizing and coming to remember what they're remembering and playing hardball with some very difficult energies to jump into this earth game. I know that what we've been, and believe me, I know because I've experienced it myself internally, and I'm experiencing it still. It's still being tossed at me. The lowest blows, the most painful of energies being tossed into my arena. And I can feel there are intentions for it to be something that throws me off and keeps me in that unconscious lower state of intentional creation. But where I've been brought to in the remembrance level that I've been applying that remembrance, and it is bringing about all this amazing stuff. It's incredible and wonderful. And I'm telling you, even though it feels, remember that you're the feeler, not the feeling. You're the thinker, not the thought. So even though it feels scary, it feels unsafe. I mean, we've literally been hammered. I know that. I have myself personally, my own kingdom, and I know you can relate, I've had my heart ripped out of my chest and just obliterated repeatedly in this journey. And it's been difficult. And the hermit mode and the recluse mode was much needed time. And I will admit that coming back out into fully embracing and using my intention in this earth game in real time, earth story, I realize we're all one. I see this, I feel it. And like I said on my TikTok and a video I made the other day, I'm going to say it again. Imagine if Krishna, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Yeshua, all these mastered individuals just decided once they remembered who they were to just forget the earth game and just stay in this ethereal idea of oneness, source creation, just kind of floating around in this big ball of gooey oneness. What if they just decided not to engage their earth story? What if they decided that? Because it's, believe me, I know it's so much more comfortable. It's so much more comfortable to be in that space of remembrance of who you are. But the only reason you brought yourself to this profound remembrance is to get that foot back on the shore and engage this earth story as your character. This is Earth Character Shannon. How do you do? I have this particular type of dessert dish heart. I was just speaking to somebody new in my auric field about the dessert dish, sent them a copy of the one that Barry read for me, which is my favorite. I love it. But anyways, this heart that's within me, these things that I process through, and I'm not stepping away from it anymore. As a matter of fact, I've jumped in full bore. I am going to be, I believe, I'm going to be Earth Character Shannon in all of her wholeness. Now, yes, in the old order of things, somebody's at my desk. I'll be right back. Talk amongst one another. Good morning. Okay, so yes, I did. I disappeared on live TV. I happen to be managing and running an entire 31 room hotel at the moment. Okay. So I'm not on the clock technically, but when you have a motel with 31 rooms in it and guests and people checking out and doing the things that they need to do, interruptions occur, and we just experienced one. So I have to go, sister. Time for my walking meditation before it gets too hot. I slept in this morning. So did I. Absolutely. Hello, upper room. I see this. I'm going to pop this up real quick. I was away from the camera. I apologize. I had an interruption, which could occur again because the particular employment that I have at the moment is very demanding, which I've completely signed up for. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful. There's no higher purpose in this earth game than to serve. And I literally live at this point 24 hours a day to serve others constantly. It's a beautiful place to put my intention of the energy moving forward. I'm very excited about it. So hello, upper room. Shannon, you say, beautiful. It's like, I'm not sure if I know the screen name attached to a human character with a name. If you're willing to share it, that would be great. If not, no worries. You can message me later privately, but there's so many people that run across, and I'm terrible with names. I'll fully admit it. I never forget a face, but I do get names discombobulated all the time. So yes. Oh, okay, awesome. That makes sense. Perfect, perfect. Hello, hello. Good to see you. That's wonderful. All right, so we were just, I don't even know what we were discussing. That's one of the things about being in this now moment. Boy, I'll tell you, shifting gears means I lose all the frequency that I was writing on just moments before. But all it takes is a little bit of water and a deep breath. Whew. Oh, and I should make notes. Where's my phone? I need to make notes real quick because I am actually working. Got to make notes on that room 11. Goodness gracious, these rooms. So anyways, I don't know if you missed the beginning of this, you're going to, go back and watch it. Absolutely. Let me hit OK. And yes, I can't wait to get those replaced. No, that's not the right word. Forgive me as I work in your midst. But I have to keep doing what I'm doing. I can definitely do both. I can multitask. And it's either zero infinity. Good morning. You live on another YouTube channel. Yes, I am live on 2 YouTube channels. Through StreamYard, I can hook up as many channels as I'd like to. So what I do is I connect both my I Believe, which is my original foundational YouTube that's been there for a long time, with this new and beautiful new frequency, the new baby being born into this 5th dimensional channel, the Way of Mary. And it's the Way of Mary because it's the way of Zero Infinity live. Okay. Now, does that mean that you're live too? How's that working? Boy, I knew there was a vortex this morning, but I didn't know it could do that. So anyways, the Way of Mary, the reason why this channel is called the Way of Mary, because the Way of Mary is a huge signature, a frequency signature of what's occurring in this earth game, and the rebringing of the remembrance of Goddess. remembrance. And oh yeah, I'll share this really quick. This just came to me, something that's in my notes, and I'll take it out of my notes because I know I've shared it. I got this information that is so amazing. Okay, in this time frame that we're in, this is matriarchy, this is goddess, this is the return of the remembrance. Not that it ever changed. In the ethereal truths, it never changed. It's immovable. But in our Earth story, where change is what only makes this Earth story a little capital R real, as opposed to the capital R real. In the capital R real ethereal realms, nothing changes. Everything's absolute. It cannot be touched. It's absolutely untouchable. Ineffable is the word that we use sometimes. But in this Earth game that we're playing, the story that we're telling, it's all about duality and the ability to change and to transmute and to move back and forth, to and fro. All the changing, everything changes all the time here. So in that process of this goddess moment, something came to me, and it's so amazing. Okay, there's a big hugabaloo. Lots of people get their panties in a wad when they hear me just speak of goddess and only goddess. That's all I say is goddess, and there's reason for that. Everything originated. Our origins are goddess. There was only goddess. Original source creation is goddess. And this is a frequency that's whole and complete in and of itself. And in order to separate just enough to have engagement with each other, thus created the expansion. And everything we're involved in all the timelines, all the dimensions, all the universes, everything that's created came from this original desire to experience self in goddess frequency. And that expansion, you know, the wholeness, when she pulled apart to separate just enough to be able to engage self for expansion, to experience self, that was the energy she pulled from herself, was the masculine. Both of those frequencies were one frequency inside of goddess, like all things are. Plants are born female, humans are created female until the chromosomes come in and make them male. It's the same story. It's told to us everywhere if eyes are open. So in that sense, here we are in this, and I've been charged with bringing this forward verbally, energetically, openly, nakedly, and I am going forward from here on out. I've been free to speak, clear, clear, clear. So I'm doing that, okay, because that is the story character Shannon came here to do. In doing that, this was given to me that there's a lot of characters, mainly masculine characters, and some divine feminine incarnates that are in their masculine energy out of balance, who get their panties in a wad over this concept. And there's a very distinct reason why. You take a patriarchal society, which for eons, this earth plane has been patriarchal, which is designed on the hierarchy of power. Man on the top has the biggest power and spreads down into the, into the multitudes underneath of him to keep his position of power. It's kind of like one of those multi-level marketing situations. Okay, that's what it's been, and it's been patriarchal. So the patriarch energy that's here, that has exalted itself in this place to create the duality to the level it's been created, which we are bringing it back in and getting some, more of this happening. Patriarchal energy looks at the introduction to resuming our matriarchal origin and says, that's not okay with me. I've experienced this a lot. So many people get in such a huge uproar over this because patriarchy doesn't look like matriarchy. Matriarchal frequency does not put one on top, the power grid, the the construct, the thing that's running this game, right? As we are watching it, it is transmuting. We're doing that. It is already in place. It's beautiful. Remembered frequencies already in place. But what we're seeing play out, the reason why that happens is because patriarchy thinks that matriarchy is going to look the same as patriarchy, and that means they'll be off their pedestal and the feminine energy will be on there. And they'll be the one. But see, matriarchy doesn't do that. Matriarchy does not look into indigenous people who still have their matriarchal hierarchy, and they hold it and revel in it. The divine women elders, the shaman elders that are divine feminine, whether incarnate, physical, or whatever, they resonate with that goddess energy. If you look into it, matriarchy nurtures, spreads, abundance is available for all. It is fifth dimensional. It is Lumeria. It is New Earth. That's what it is. It doesn't look like patriarchy, but patriarchal energy can only see that it will, and it is concerned that it's going to lose its place to a matriarchy, but matriarchy doesn't do that. There is no lineup of power. There is this. It is even. It is this. It is balance. So this is the reason why even, and I have divine masculine energy within me. Of course I do. As do you. Have both goddess and God energy within you. So it's just came to me that the reason why this energy, whether it's presenting itself through a human character or in other forms, has such a difficulty and gets itself all worked up over this and fights against it so, oh, believe me, powerfully and militantly, because I've been experiencing that. The reason why is because, you know what Yeshua used to say, forgive them, they know not what they do. He was speaking in his goddess power. He was stating, because he got all this, he gets this, he gets it all completely, hence him starting this energetic journey for the rest of us to walk into. But what he was saying is forgive them, they know not what they do. This patriarchal reverse masculine energy only sees things a certain way, and it doesn't know what it does because it's afraid it's going to be replaced, removed, it's going to die, that it's going to be gotten rid of, because see, patriarchal power gets rid of what doesn't serve it, gets rid of it. Matriarchal reintegrates all dark and light back into holy expansive self, because matriarchal goddess understands that all of those parts are hers. They're all her. They're all me. They're all you. Hence, no separation. That's what's occurring, my loves. That's what's occurring. And it's beautiful. It is absolutely as it should be. Source creation is goddess. There you go. Just the way that it is. And I've explained it before in other videos. And for those in the back row that are having a little crumple in their panties, I'm going to explain it again. I could rename these frequencies. We all love source creation. We all love to say source, right? Because we know this oneness, this allness. We love to call it source because that just fits everybody all comfy and cozy. We're all good with it. So we're going to say source. And I'll tell you the same story with different words, and you can see how it makes you feel differently or doesn't. Depends on where you're at frequency-wise. But you just say source, decides to have an expansion and experience self and separates just enough. Which there's really no separate. There's no separation because the heart chakra keeps us completely energetically connected the whole time. Decides to do this, and instead of we're calling it masculine and feminine, goddess and God, let's call it black and white. Just black and white frequency. The whole thing right here is totally black. Black encompasses every color there is. So source pulls out the white to mirror the black for this expansion, for this expression, for this the knowing of thyself in engagement, so that we can toss that frequency of love back and forth, hence having an experience, and in that experience expansion occurred, and it's just been occurring ever since. You see how easy that sounds when I just say black and white? It's like, oh, isn't that pretty? It's so lovely. That sounds wonderful. And so now that what's happening is these separate frequencies that have gotten so far separated that they actually believe they're separate are being drawn close proximity to each other. We're not going back into one source. That's de-expansion. Goddess doesn't de-expand. Goddess would never de-expand, because that would negate all the beautiful expansions that have been created, individuated in order to expand that entire whole source creation, which is Goddess. No, we're not going back into this. That's something that a lot of people talk about, going home, going back into the oneness. From my perspective, my story doesn't resonate. Fine, no worries. But I'm telling you right now, that's not what's occurring. We're not going to de-expand back into this place where there's no expansion going on anymore. Could Goddess do that? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I was dealing with something yesterday, and I was working it through my kingdom, practicing the remembrance of my I am presence that I have thus far. And I heard the funniest thing. And it was my father saying something that he used to say to me when I was little. And it said, because I was dealing with a particularly difficult energy, very difficult and uncomfortable. And I heard this voice in the back of my head said, I put you on this earth, I can take you out. Now, see, my dad used to say that to me when I get in trouble and he was about to reprimand me. He'd say, girl, I brought you into this earth. I can take you out. And it was kind of a veiled threat that, you know, you better pay attention and obey me because I'm your father, because I can basically take you out like I put you in. You didn't come here of your own volition. I put you here. I can take you out. And I heard that. And it was funny because I just started laughing in the midst of a very difficult emotional moment, which was beautiful. I began laughing because it was hilarious when I thought of this power, this source that began all expansion, saying, yeah, she could take us all out, put us back into this space. She could. Absolutely. This oneness that we are could absolutely come back into de-expanded space. But you know what? It just happened again, because that expansion of self, the ability to be separate just enough to engage each other, is a beautiful, wonderful thing. That's this now moment in our Earth story. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That is what we're supposed to be doing. And it's beautiful. I did put up the link in the room, so scroll up if you'd like. If you would like to come in and join me on camera and say something, I would love that. That would be great. It looks like it's just a few of us. So anyways, so that's where we're at. That's what's happening. And this Earth story is going to become more of the original expansive idea. Now, we're incredible creators. We took this creation and this idea of separation. We had help with the most benevolent one of light, who came into this earth and become the darkness, because the most lit being in all creation, the whitest white, came into this duality to represent the darkest dark, to give us this duality. We've really banged it out of the park. We've banged it so far out of the park that separation for eons has become a thing. Everyone believes that we're separate. Everyone believes that you're you and I'm me, and I'm going to do my thing, you do yours. And, you know, we've gone every possible which way in experience from that. We've done it. We've banged it out of the park, literally. Divinity's done with banging out of the park. We've had that experience. We've realized that, yeah, it was an experience. We've got it. But now we're getting brought back into closer proximity to one another for union, for engagement. This engagement thing's not going to stop. It's expansion. We will always, God, source creation, will always be experiencing itself through its individuated aspect. It's children, if you will. We have that example here on Earth. It's children. Yes. Would you look at your babies if you have them? And if you have fur babies, you can relate that. You've seen other people with children if you don't have children of your own. Whatever it is that you feel is an extension of you and that you give your love to, would you ever put it back in yourself after experiencing what it's like to throw that love energy forward and have it come back to you in that beautiful forward motion figure eight? Love is a perpetual forward motion. It is a giving motion, and that's all that it is, with no understanding of reciprocation. But that motion is a perfect figure eight. It always swings itself right back into reciprocation, right back into giving. It's an automatic. None of us, as just simple Earth character humans, would not take our children, our beloved, our loved ones, our fur babies, whoever it is to you, and put them back where they're separate, where they're not separated from us, but they're actually part of us, but we can't look into their eyes and engage them and have this union play back and forth of this beautiful frequency of love. That is expansion. That is what we're doing. That's the experience. Hence the reason everyone looks for a connection with someone. It's the whole point of divinity and expansion and life. It's innate within you. This is the time for it. Don't be scared. I know, believe me, I know. Everything that is me in the story behind me brought me to some very painful places. Heart ripped out of my chest, like I said. But this new now moment is filled with frequency. And the portal that's opening today is another opportunity of this beautiful frequency. You're safe. You can trust everyone and everything, because within you, everyone and everything is you. We've done this internal work. And for those that haven't, the ones that have done it on behalf of those who would not or could not. Because there's no separation. I don't know if any of this is making sense to you. It sounds like my door just opened, so I have a feeling I'm going to hear a ding in just a minute. So I will be removing myself here pretty quick. Particularly is, yep. Okay, hold on. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. perfect example. Let me put my earbuds in so you can hear me, of what I was just talking about, how the giving forward of love is automatically reciprocative. Just had a beautiful individual from another country who stayed in my establishment that I am managing at the moment, who had to come back in after we've had engagements this morning. They've had difficulties with things in their room. I've done my best to address it and to serve them with a heart of love towards them, that even though that they're not conscious of the fact that I can see who they are and I know who they are. They may not be conscious of the divinity that they are. I've treated them as such. Made it a point before they finally left this morning to come in and say to me, thank you for everything. We're very happy with what you've done for us. We're leaving now, but we wanted to just come in and make sure and tell you thank you. You see, it's amazing when you see divinity in everything and you treat it as such, what occurs. So I'm at 45 minutes. There's like 4 of us in this, but I didn't make this for, I did make it for the opportunity for people to reach out and to come and join me on camera if they're brave enough, if they're willing to do so. I don't expect anybody to do it, but I'm always going to open the format for people to come forward and to share. But anyway, so that's it today. There is something energetically, and I don't know how long it's going to last. I'll maybe go into, I could ask, how long is it going to last? Okay, we're talking days. I'm thinking it's only going to be days, so we're going to find how many days it's going to last. Oh goodness, 4 days. There's your answer right there. 4 days. It started today, the 14th, and then it'll be the 18th. So it will be 8/18/2202 when whatever this opportunity is energetically shifts into the next momentum, which there will be another and another and another. This is expansion, my loves. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I'm just going to reach out if there's anyone else who is coming forward, maybe going to pop in, see what's happening on this beautiful Sunday, who would like to pop in and share their frequency with us this morning. I'd just like to give opportunity for that. I got no agenda this morning other than to be right here in this now moment. So it's good with me. I will do this again. No, I want to copy to clipboard. I'm item copied to clipboard. Very good. And then I want to post a comment. I know I talk to myself constantly when I'm doing things. So I don't know what I just did, but something happened. Okay. There it is. Okay. I don't know why that happened. It always shrinks my image behind me and I think something's wrong. So we've got 10 minutes, loves, and I reposted the if you would like to come on, and you don't have to come on camera. You can leave your camera off and you can just do audio if you're not feeling brave enough to actually, oh, did I catch it? I did. If you're not feeling actually brave enough to get on camera. I'm kind of dangerously brave. I've always kind of been the first one on the dance floor, even when nobody else is dancing. And that's that's an analogy for you, but it's actually literal, because all through school and any other circumstances where there was a public venue and there was dancing and everybody was standing around listening to music, but nobody was dancing, I was always the first one to jump out there by myself. And I just couldn't help it. I had to dance. I had to experience that beautiful music with my body. That's just been a part of who I am since the day I was born. And I've always been that kind of crazy character that jumps out on the dance floor by herself and has everybody stare at me like, oh my God, does she know that she's the only one out there and she's dancing like by herself? She doesn't even have a partner. Everybody's staring at her, yada, yada, yada. It's just the nature of the character that I am. And I am fully embodying her. I am fully jumping into Earth character Shannon. And let me just tell you one thing. I see you. And goodness gracious, I love you. And whoever is hearing this or seeing this, this is specifically for you. Look at my eyes. Look at my face. Look into my etheric heart. Yeah, you. I just felt you. Yeah, you. I see you. So I want you all to have a beautiful Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. We're just under an hour, which is perfect. And I did share the information I wanted to share, and I'm going to go into it, and I'm going to read some things and go into some meditation and have something to eat. I haven't eaten yet. I'm a little hungry. So yes, I love you very much. Have a wonderful, incredible day. It's safe. You're loved. You are love. And your individuated aspect is absolutely magnificently important to this story that we're telling. Get out there and be you in the fullness. Have a grand day, and I'll come at you again. I'm probably going to do this again on Wednesday nights. I was thinking about doing a regular Wednesday night live because it's my day off, so I can be involved in that. And that I guard with my life. I have one physical day off that I literally don't allow any intrusions because that's my day. And I want to share the evening at 7 o'clock with anyone who's willing to come and share it with me. Even if that's no one, I'm still doing that. So you're very welcome. It's my joy to love all the aspects of this glorious, one beautiful, individuated, massive, incredible thing that we're partaking in. It's just amazing. It's beyond understanding. Talk to you very soon. Enjoy your Sunday.